So here are all these marvelous scholars that Campbell regards himself as a peer of, and as it's described in his biography, everyone was flirting with his wife and so forth, and he was beginning to feel a little bit threatened and intimidated and probably tapping into his inferiorities, and it's written about very amusingly in his biography. And after it was over, he actually went to go visit Jung for the first and only time, and I don't think Jung really knew much about who he was or was even interested much in him. What we know about is that he and his wife went to visit them, went to Bollingen, and spent a couple of hours with him, and he arrived there and sat down and started listening to Jung talk. And Jung said, oh, by the way, do you know what the Hindus mean by Om? Now, if anyone knows, remember at this point, Campbell has been studying Hindu mythology for 12 years. He's about to go to India in the following year, and Om is probably one of the most basic ABC things one could ask someone about Hindu mythology. So Campbell was feeling as though Jung were condescending to him, and probably we can imagine him feeling a little bit insulted, and then he begins to launch into an explanation of it, and Jung just waves his hand and says, I was in Africa, and we were on an expedition, and we happened to come out of the woods, and I was with this group of anthropologists and so forth, and we came across another tribe, and we couldn't get a word out of them edgewise. They didn't know English, and we couldn't speak their language. And finally, after a certain point of frustration, we all just sort of sat down and began saying, Om, Om, and everybody was saying it in unison. And then he said, there was another time where I was in India, and I was with a group of scientists, and we were up in the Himalayas, and we had just, it was early in the morning, the sun was just rising up over the Himalayas, and all these scientists were sort of coming out, marveling at this, and just at that point the sun sort of splintered off into all these sort of rainbow prisms all over the Himalayas, and the scientists spontaneously started going, Om, Om, and he said, Om is the sound nature makes when it's in harmony with itself. Just at that point, the sun sort of splintered off into all these sort of rainbow prisms all over the Himalayas, and the scientists spontaneously started going, Om, Om. And he said, Om is the sound nature makes when it's in harmony with itself.